Hi students, we are here to learn about the fourth unit, that is transition and inner transition elements. Children, which are called transition and inner transition elements? The transition elements are D block elements and the inner transition elements are F block elements. First we shall see the introduction to the transition elements. These transition elements are generally metallic elements and they are incompletely filled D or F subshell. They are neutral or cationic state. But what IUPACA defines about a transition element? The IUPACA defines a transition metal as element whose atom has an incomplete D subshell or which can give rise to cations with an incomplete D subshell. So which becomes cations with incomplete D subshell. These are called transition elements according to IUPACA. Now see the position of the transition elements. In the periodic table, towards left side, the S block elements are present and to the right, P block elements are present. And these transition elements which belong to D block is in between S block and the D block. Look at the S block. These S blocks are highly reactive metals. And the P blocks are mostly these are non-metals. And these transition elements are in between. We might have heard a word very transparent. That means which reflects both the side. See, this is highly reactive metals and this is non-reactive metals. And these properties, the properties of these D block elements are transitional between this S block and P block. Therefore, it got a transitional name. And you see, all transition metals are hard and very high melting point except group 11. So all these transition metals are very hard except the 11th group. Which are those 11th group elements? See the D block elements. See, the D block elements are group 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So except this 11th group, all these are hard visa. Which are the 11th group? That is copper, silver, gold. Except these, all other transition metals are having high melting point and hard. Now we shall see the importance of these D block elements. Whereas this iron and copper play an important role in human civilization. See, this iron and copper plays an important role in the development of human civilization. That is, from the beginning of the humanity, we could see this more of use, copper and iron. Next important one is tungsten. See, this tungsten used as a filament in light bulb. Molybdenum. This molybdenum is used in boiler plant. platinum. We know this platinum used as a catalyst in the chemical reactions. These also play vital role in living system. Which ones play the vital role in the living system, in the living organisms? That is iron as a hemoglobin and cobalt in vitamin B12. Now see the explanation of about these D blocks. These are called groups and these are called periods. This D block starts includes group 3 to 12. Period wise, that is 4th period, 5th period, 6th period, 7th period. Series wise, these are 3D series, these are 4D series, these are 5D series, these are 6D series. Now you see, in the 4th period, it is starts from scandium to zinc. What is the atomic number of scandium? That is 21. Zinc 30. And the 5th period is from yttrium to cadmium. I think you could see here clearly. See, 4th period, 5th period, 6th period. The 6th period starts from lanthanum to mercury, but is in between. These lanthanoids are in between this lanthanum to hafnium. What is the atomic number of lanthanum? That is 57. What is the atomic number of hafnium? That is 72. So 58 to 71, it is placed at the bottom because these are inner transition elements. Okay, now we shall see the position of the inner transition elements. These are inner transition elements because this is placed in the transition elements. These are transition elements. These inner transition elements are placed in the transition elements. Therefore, it is called inner transition elements. And now you see, these are called lanthanoids and these are called actinoids. Why these are called lanthanoids? See, before that we shall see, these are F block elements and these F block elements are placed at the bottom and these are called F block because the last electron, the valence electron, the outermost electron are the differentiating electron. So the last electron is called by all these names. We can call it as a last electron, we can call it as a valence electron or outermost electron or differentiating electron. So this electron, the last electron filled in Ns2F. See, these F block elements are inner transition elements and these are having two series and that's are lanthanoids and actinoids. See, according to IUPACA, in 1855. Before this, these are called lanthanides and actinides. And now these are called lanthanoids and actinoids. See, why these are called lanthanoids? Now we have here 14 elements. We shall count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So these 14 elements from lanthanoids are similar to lanthanum element. Where is lanthanum? Lanthanum is here. This lanthanum is D block element. This is not a F block element. But these 14 elements have similar properties to this lanthanum. Therefore, it bears the name lanthanoids. In the same way, the elements from thorium to lawrencium have a similar chemical properties to this actinum. Therefore, this bears the name actinoids. These lanthanoids and actinoids are collectively called as F block elements. Now you see, the chemical and physical properties for the lanthanoids and actinoids are very similar. Therefore, it is very difficult to separate this by ordinary chemical means. Therefore, we use 100 and 1000 times. Chemical means 100 and 1000 times fractional distillation to separate these elements. Which elements? These F block elements. Next we shall see electronic configuration. Children, earlier we have learned the definition for the electronic configuration. What is electronic configuration? The arrangement of electrons over the orbitals are called electronic configuration. See the electronic configuration for scandium. Scandium is the first D block element. Its atomic number is 21. So what is arrangements of electron? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d1. You see, scandium, its atomic number is 21. So it got 21 electron. So see, 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 6, 10, 10 plus 2, 12, 18, 20. And here 1, 21. So for titanium, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d2. So this is the way they arrange. Children, listen here. In the electronic configuration, the electron first fills the 4s orbitals before 3d orbitals. So before filling 3d orbitals, it fills the 4s orbitals. For example, scandium. Its atomic number is 21. Now you see what is the noble gas present before this element. The noble gas present before this element is argon. That is argon. So what is the atomic number of argon? Argon is 18. So which is the Now outermost electron, that is so 18 over, the remaining is 19, 20, 21. 3 electrons are remaining. So 4s to 3d1. You see, 4s to 3d1. We can write here argon. So instead of writing all these, we can write here argon. And the last outermost electrons are 3. So 3, first it fills the 4s. So 4s2 and 3d1. S can accommodate only 2 electrons and D can accommodate 10 electrons. Now you see it goes on like that. The successive elements are progressively filling in 3d orbitals and complete in zinc. In zinc, it is filled completely. Children, in the introduction we saw these d block elements, the transition elements are half filled D and F. But look at the zinc. Zinc is completely filled. What is the atomic number of zinc? 30. Now see the electronic configuration of zinc. See 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d10. So for zinc, 4s2 and 3d10. So here, so therefore zinc's electronic configuration is argon 4s2 3d10. Here it is completely filled. Here look at chromium and copper. These are half filled and fully filled. Therefore these are stable configuration. Children, see the electronic configuration for chromium. That is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. We saw first it has to fill S, then D. But in order to attain the stable configuration, it fills one electron in S and in D5. See, S can accommodate 2 electron, D can accommodate 10 electron. So here it fills 1, 2, 3, 4. This is supposed to have 4s2 and 3d4. Here normally it will have 4 electron, here 2. But instead of filling here 2 electron, we fill it here 5 electron and here it is half filled, here partially filled. So thus it attains the stable configuration. So chromium, in the same way copper. Copper also, instead of having 4s2 3d9, it will have 4s1 3d10. So we will not have this 4, 3d4 and 3d9. So instead of that they will have 4s1 3d10, there 4s1 3d5. So these two elements are exceptional. Now, why are zinc and cadmium mercury not considered as transition elements? This is the thing, and this, that is see here, that is group 12, that is zinc, cadmium and this mercury are not considered as transition elements. Though they are placed in transition elements, it is having a stable configuration. Its outermost electronic configuration is n-1 d10 ns2. Therefore we call them, this is not considered as transition elements. Next we shall see the metallic behavior. Metallic behavior of the transition elements. These are, first we see the, what are the properties of metals. The properties of metals are, they are malleability, ductility, high conductivity of electrical. It's a good conductor of thermal, good tactile strength. What is malleability? அது ரொம்ப தகடா அடிக்கலாம். What is ductility? அதை ரொம்ப கம்பியாக நீட்டலாம். Next, these are good conductors of heat and electricity. This transition element similar to all metals. மற்ற metals present like S block elements, அதை போலவே this is also just like other metals, the transition elements also metals. Next, unlike group 1 and 2, அந்த group 1 and 2 போல இல்லாம and except 11, அந்த group 11 தவிர these are hard. Of next point, of all known element, silver has the high electrical conductivity. நமக்கு இதுவரை தெரிஞ்ச எல்லா எலமெண்ட்ஸ்லையும் the silver has the high electrical conductivity. Children, you may think, then why are we using copper in electrical appliance? Last year one student asked, which is the high electrical conductivity, silver or copper? Children, which is having the high electrical conductivity? See here, of all known element, நமக்கு தெரிஞ்ச எல்லா element வரையிலும் the silver is having the high electrical conductivity. Then why are we using copper? See, already we have seen in the introduction, iron and copper play an important role in development of human civilization. அந்த human civilizationல இருந்தே நமக்கு இந்த காப்பர்னுடைய யூஸை பற்றி தெரியும். So it is available in plenty. Therefore we are using copper in electrical applicants. But silver is having the high electrical conductivity. Next, see the position, shape of these elements. these are having hexagonal close packed, that's are called HCP, or cubic close packed CCP, or body centered cubic BCC, or FCC, that is face centered cubic. See the lattice structure of 3D, 4D and 5D elements. That is scandium. The first one is hexagonal cubic packed, hexagonal close packed. Titanium also hexagonal close packed, and this is body center cubic, and this is body center cubic, and manganese is also body centered cubic, and this is FCC. Nickel is FCC, that is face centered cubic. So these are the structure of 3D, 4D and 5D transition metals. Next we shall see the melting point. You see, as we move from left to right, see in the D block, in the transition metal, as we move from left to right along the metals, the melting point increase. After reaching maximum, the melting point decrease. However, manganese in 3D series, technetium in 4D series have low melting point. See that? Manganese in 3D series. Manganese in 3D series, in the same way technetium in 4D series have a low melting point. This indicates that D5 is favorable structure, favorable and strong, and having strong interatomic attraction.